had programmed my mind to think that sex was insignificant. Like, it wasn't a big deal to have sex with somebody. Eventually, it got to a point where I wanted to settle and be with him so badly that I was like, I'm going to just let you do your thing, and I'm going to mind my business and do my thing, and we're going to coexist like that. We at the studio one night. He gives me his phone, and he pulls it open to the photo app. I open it. It's him fucking another woman.
I can only imagine. She opened her man phone, and that man blowing another woman back out on the bed you sleep on. Welcome back to another episode of Clocked Out Conversations. I'm your host, Fahim, and today we got some more TikTok content. This sister's pretty much just going to be going into her lore. I have yet to watch the video, so I'm watching it new just like you guys. I'm not here to waste your time. Like, comment, and subscribe for more, and let's go ahead and get into it.
I've seen so many people recently on TikTok explain their lore, so I wanted to come on here and explain a little bit of my lore. I know I don't have like the biggest following and all that, but for those who are out there, a lot of people have found me from my weight loss content, and they probably see me as like this really motivational, put together person. But there's a lot of backstory to how I got to this point, so I'm going to explain that to y'all. The lore actually starts, I'm going to start it when I made the mistake of falling in love with a 40-year-old man at the tender age of 21. I want to tell that story. So when I met him, I was in college. I was a senior, and I had my head on so straight. But yeah, I met him, and my head completely turned off, turned around, fell upside down. It fell off my neck. My head was off my shoulders. I don't know how much of the story I'm actually going to tell on TikTok in this one video, because I can honestly spread it out into a million different videos, because it lasted for about 3 years of my life, and it really put me in a very fast downward spiral, and I became a terrible version of myself, and I hated myself, and I was unhappy, I was miserable, I was overweight, I was depressed, I was seeking attention from men, I was promiscuous, and I lost my morals. Y'all. It's a lot. It's a lot. Like, I literally fell apart. I literally feel like a phoenix that rose from the ashes, because that relationship brought me to my lowest points ever. That the person that I am now is simply from those ashes. Like, I was reborn. But I met him, and where do I want to start? I want to start from the very beginning, like the timeline. I don't want to start from like the catalyst, like the moment that made me want to like change my life around. I'll give y'all a gist of the story, and then we can get into the deeper parts, because I don't know. I didn't think this through. But okay, so essentially I met this guy. He didn't want anything like commitment wise, and for some reason I thought that, you know, me being me, he's gonna fall in love with me, and I'm gonna completely change his mindset, and he's gonna say, I know I never wanted a relationship before then, but because I met this wonderful young woman, I'm going to completely change my mindset and want to be in a relationship with her, want to date to marry her. That's how I felt. I was so crazy. But he didn't want that. And I made the conscious decision to continue seeing him, even though he told me from early on that he didn't want anything serious. So I do take accountability in that aspect, because I basically knew what I was signing up for. Kind of. But not really. Because that's the thing. Like, I was 21, so I really didn't know what I was signing up for. I just had a lot of ignorance, because I'd never been in a situation like that. So I'm like, that's why I also go back to him. It goes back to him, because you're almost 40. He was like 35, 36 at this point. So he knew. He had been around the block.
Hell no, don't even do that. Don't even do that. That man told you from the beginning, I don't want anything serious. You're a grown adult woman at this point. You can't turn around and say, oh, he knew already. He told you. How much more transparent do you want the man to be?
More than a few times. So he already knew how that story went. I didn't know, but I still went with it. So throughout the whole thing, it was so many different women he was seeing. And then because he was seeing other women, I was like, forget it, I'm going to see other men too. And I had went down this whole mess of like heavily depending on men to validate myself. And I don't know how this happened, because my head was on so straight. I was in college, straight A's, 4.0. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I had so many goals, aspirations, just to turn out to be with a man who didn't want nothing for himself. And he almost 40. And it's so bad because I have so much guidance. Like, this is like real life where you have to experience it for yourself to make that decision to understand life. Because I had so much guidance. Like, you would think the way I was acting very motherless and fatherless. And I have both parents. So it's like, what? It didn't make any sense. But okay, so he was up and down, talking to all these different people, seeing other people, whatever. This lasted for almost 3 years. So then finally towards the end of it, I'm still crazy. I'm still delusional. I went through the points of like, I want to change him. Okay, I'm just going to change myself. Maybe we can meet in the middle. Let's just be friends. Let's be in love. Like, every aspect, every variation of me being with him, I tried that. And it never worked. But essentially towards the end, at one point, I ended up moving in with him. And we were just like heated conversations. Oh my God, I have to tell y'all the story. Let me know if y'all want to see this story. The day I lost my mind, the night I lost my mind and almost went to jail. Let me know if y'all want to hear that story. But okay, it was the time I almost lost my mind. Well, I did lose my mind. I actually almost went to jail. And okay, so we was arguing really, really bad one day. And it was like the beginning of last year. Arguing really, really bad. And he was talking about, like, I'm talking about the sex ain't that good. Like, I'm talking about the sex ain't that good. And he was like, every bitch I fuck with is better than you. What? Every bitch you fuck with is what? Is who? Bad? No. But at that point, like, you know, when somebody say something to you, like, what the fuck, can't be true. But it, like, kind of resonate and sit with you. Like, in that moment, I'm like, yeah, this nigga just talking, whatever the fuck. But then afterwards, I'm like, it be truth in everything that somebody says, especially in a heated argument. Like, you really getting your real feelings off your chest. Because I was getting my real feelings off my chest. So I'm like, oh yeah, he really feel like this. So then when I sit and think about it, because I was so nosy, I learned all my lessons in this little relationship. Like, I would, like, you going through the phone, you looking for something, you gonna find it. So I found everything. Like, everyone he ever talked to, I seen it. And then myself, I want to know everything. So I'm on Instagram, I'm scrolling through the following, I'm going to find her page, I'm looking at what she look like I'm going through the message, like.
And I already know how y'all sisters be. Y'all know how y'all be. Y'all go around, y'all see the man, if he dealing with somebody else, and she commit, y'all comparing every feature. Is her face prettier than mine, her body better than mine, everything, bro. That'd be crazy.
So I'm already knowing, like, what his type is. Because, like, when you put them all in a line together, like, they all look different, but it was, like, all similar. Like, all these girls were skinny, itty bitty, and there was me. And at that point, I didn't realize how big I was. I just thought, like, oh, I'm thick. Like, I got thighs, hips, butt, titties. Like, I think I'm just thick. But now, like, being small, I look back like, no, you was just kind of big everywhere. But so I sat with him like, hold on, like, mind y'all, we worked together. So, like, he worked right across from me. So when we was good, we saw each other every day. When we weren't good, we saw each other every day. So when we finally, like, ended, I was like, I have to shit on this nigga. Like, bitch is better than me. So I started thinking to myself, like, what does the baddest bitch look like? Like, who is the baddest bitch? Like, what attributes, what characteristics does she have? And I feel like a bad bitch take care of herself. Like, a bad bitch looks good. A bad bitch is confident. She look good naked. Like, she's just sexy. She got sex appeal. She's confident in herself. She don't seek validation from nobody. And, like, she's beautiful naturally. Like, because at that point, I was also battling with the fact, like, I was heavily into, like, weaves, lashes, nails, like, showing off stuff. I was really into stuff like that. So I'm like, Jamisha, who are you deeper than that? Like, beyond all the get-ups, like, who are you underneath all that? So that's, like, the moment that really sat with me, and I was like, I have to reinvent myself. Like, I have to become a better person. Like, I have to take care of myself. And the thing about it is, I started, like, it was never like a weight loss journey for real. It was a self-love journey, because I was so miserable. Also, alcoholism was a big part of that relationship as well. So I was a heavy drinker. I was not taking care of myself. I was promiscuous. I just, like, had poor decision-making habits. So poor. And it, like, showed in every aspect of my life. So I was like, I need to change who I am. And it had to change everything. And then weight loss was simply a byproduct of me taking better care of myself. So that's why I really think, like, if somebody is unhappy with their current state in life, you literally have to transition. You have to give up things that you got used to in order to elevate to the higher, or the not to higher, but the next version of yourself. You have to you have to get rid of, or you have to let go of relationships, patterns, behaviors, habits, friends. Not everybody, but certain people don't need to go with you. They don't meet you at that next level that you're at. So it's necessary for you to end those relationships. So yeah, that's how that started. Let me know. I'm gonna dig deeper. This was supposed to be my 1 minute video about 1 minute talking to the phone for a day, but I can go deeper into this. I have so much to say. There's so many stories, because I talked about like the gist of it, that there were different women. I can go into different stories. So I don't know. I just like to get on here and tell my business. So y'all let me know if y'all want to hear part 2 about how I let a 40-year-old man almost ruin my life. I'm back to continue telling y'all the story, explaining my lore and how I almost let a 40-year-old man ruin my life at the tender age of 21. Well, actually, he kind of did ruin my life for like 3 years, but I didn't actually conceptualize the fact that he was ruining my life. I thought everything was good, but it wasn't. So to start off, so I told y'all in the last part how we met. And well, I didn't say how we met. We met in person. We met at work, and I expressed interest in him. First of all, he looked much younger than what he actually was. Like, I thought he was like 20 something, mid 20s. He had like a baby face, and he was skinny. I don't know, he just didn't like look old. Kind of find out he was like 36 at the time. So he told me to run down, like, he don't want nothing serious, he don't want a relationship. And I was like, I'm gonna change that. What are you talking about? We're gonna be together. So we end up talking, and it progressed really, really fast. Like, the duration of us talking, like the immediate part of it happened so quickly. A lot of dates, like we were dating a lot. And so I thought he liked me because we went on so many dates. Like, he would take me out to so many different places, and I was like, okay. So this was like March, and then he was from out of state, so he wanted to fly me to California with him to go stay with his parents and like hang out with his dad for his dad's birthday. Like, he proposed that idea to me, like, do you want to go to California with me, my family? And I was like, is he for real? Mind you, I'm 21. I've never traveled with a man. I've never traveled without my parents. So for a guy to be like, mind you, a 36-year-old and I'm 21, for him to be like, let's go to California, I'm like, what? I'm nervous. Like, oh my God, I'm gonna tell my parents. Like, oh my God, what they gonna think? Am I gonna do it? Am I not gonna do it? I was like, F it, I'm gonna do it. So I went to California.
I could already tell y'all what's going on. This girl fell for the dream. This girl, she saw probably tall, handsome, dark-skinned brother, came in there, had his life probably together. You know, he's charismatic. He has things going for himself. He's older, so she looking at him as a source of authority. She looking at him like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get this man. He gonna be with me. And he just playing with you. He really just playing with you. I mean, but he told you from the very beginning he's not looking for anything serious. Earlier in the video, you said that you moved in with him. Why would you move in with a man that told you he wasn't looking for anything serious? Where's the discernment? Where's the common sense? Come on now.
Stayed at his parents' house, met his mom and dad, y'all. This was the first month of us like talking. So I'm like, oh, this must be something serious. Like, you done had me to come all across the country to meet your parents, for me to like be in their house living with them. I'm like, this must mean something. It didn't mean nothing. But that first interaction really like set the tone in my head for me to think like, oh, this is something. Like, he said one thing. This is where it started. He said one thing, but I think I can convince him otherwise, because his actions and his words clearly aren't lining up. Fast forward a little bit. So that was the first month of us talking. Went on a lot of dates, and we kept going on a lot of dates. And that's what I liked about him, because he was older, so he like showed me things I was not accustomed to. Like, I was a good girl. I was not into none of the nightlife, partying, drinking. I wasn't into any of that. So he exposed me to all of that. And I was like, okay, this is different. And I'm like thinking like it's fun, and it was fun at the time, but it was just a lot to get used to so quickly. But we started seeing each other intimately, and then I remember, y'all, I used to go through phones really, really bad, and I'll be the first to tell y'all, don't go through that phone if you want to find nothing. So I used to go through that phone, and I would see him like talking to other people and flirting with other people. One person in particular, the very first person I saw him like flirting with was one of our coworkers. So I'm like, you old dirty trifling bitch, you in here, not her, him, you in here flirting with coworkers. Like, I know we ain't nothing serious, or like we got no title on what we doing, but like, you ain't gonna have enough decency to like not do this with somebody who's like, she wasn't right in my face, but like right in my face. Like, so as time goes on, I find about different women, and then at one point what happened? I think he broke his phone, so I ended up lending him one of my phones, and my phone was connected to my iCloud. So I don't know how it worked out, but his messages would come to my computer, so like I could see any conversation he was having. So my crazy ass,
I'm gonna let y'all know right now, she knew what she was doing. Talk about something, I don't know how it worked. Nigga, please. You know you lended that man your phone so you can look at the messages.
is on my MacBook one night, and I'm like reading through the text. He out with his friends or something. I'm reading through the text, and he inviting some lady to come meet with his friend, him and his friends, wherever they were at. I'm like, oh no, can't be. Mind y'all, I'm cool with his friends at this point, so like I got one of his friends' numbers, so I'm texting his friend like, no, mind you, I didn't even text the friend first. I levitated out of the bed and levitated into my car and started speeding, because I think he must have put wherever he was gonna meet her at, or maybe I had his location. No, I don't think I had his location. He must have said where he was gonna meet her at, or where he wanted her to meet him at. And I had the other friend number, so I'm texting the other friend like, oh, what y'all on? Like, where y'all at? This friend telling me all the business, like, we here, and he texts me along the way like, oh, now we going here. I'm like, oh, I like you, thank you. I see this text, and I'm looking at the location. I'm seeing him texting this woman, so I'm heated. My blood is boiling. So I'm like, we doing all this, and you entertaining women. And mind you, I'm just being crazy, because like he told me what kind of like man he was, how he operated, and I thought I was gonna change him. But it's the fact that like we were still talking and you doing this. I don't know, I was really conflicted. So I ended up speeding over there. The girl wasn't there. I can't remember what happened, but ended up, I think I went over there by him like a dummy. I don't know. But after that, fast forward a little bit, at a certain point, our dates, like we would still go out to dinner and go new places and stuff. But then he wanted to pursue this music career. He wanted to pursue a music career, and he was almost 40. And I said, you know what? I'm going to support you in this music career. So he would invite me to the studio with him. And it was very interesting, because I've never been to a studio. I'd never like been around people rapping, and you know, they drinking, they smoking, so it's just a whole different environment, and I had never been around nothing like that.
Buddy pushing 40 trying to be a rapper? I hope. Yeah, it seemed like that's what she just said. You pushing 40, listen. Only music you should be talking about is soul, R&B. If you into it, country, some other kind of version. Rap is a young man's sport. You better not be no 40-year-old just getting started rapping. Please.
I'm just, the first few times I'm so overwhelmed and overstimulated, so I'm like, in the grand scheme of everything. So I'm knowing about all these other girls in the picture. We'll be on good terms, then we'll be on bad terms. And every time we were on bad terms, he would never reach out. He was never the one to make amends or like try to make things work. It was always me every single time. But I was so fixated on like how he treated me in the very beginning, and like his actions were disproving what he was saying, and I was feeding into everything. So I'm like, you treating me like this, but you saying you don't want a relationship, but you doing all this relationship stuff. And mind y'all, my brain is not fully developed, so I'm not really comprehending how can you say you don't want a relationship, but then do all this relationship stuff with me. I didn't understand that. At this point, I'm knowing that he's talking to other women, but I had never I had never physically seen him, or like from the text, it was never like he's actually dating or seeing another person. It was just like texting and flirting. But it got to a point, it got serious. So I had his phone one day and I see, we want to say K. I see K with a purple heart in his phone. I'll never forget. I see K with a purple heart. And this is real life. I see K with a purple heart in his phone. And I'm like, what? So at this point, this is early on in the relationship, I'm in that phone heavy. So I'm in the phone, I'm reading the messages. I found out her name, her Instagram. I'm going on his Instagram, find out her page. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what she looked like. So y'all, I told y'all before we worked together. So why one day we at work and I see the girl come up to the job. Mind y'all, we work right next to each other. We work within feet of each other. This girl come up to the job, y'all, when I tell y'all I had steam blowing out my ears. I couldn't believe it. And at this point, I'm young and dumb and think I'm in love. So why? Oh my God, I don't even want to get all the details, but basically, I go over to where he's at by the girl. And I go like, it's a counter. So he's behind the counter, she's sitting at the counter. He's behind the counter. I go behind the counter and I'm like, I'm pressing him. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you got this bitch up here. What's this? And I'm crazy. Because at this point, they're still in like a talking introduction phase with each other. Like getting to know each other. I think probably like their first time meeting up or whatever. Past text messages. So I'm like, I'm making it bigger than what it is. But in my heart, it's a big issue. Because like, why would you bring somebody up to the job? And you like, we got a whole thing going on. You're going to bring somebody you're talking to up here in my face. So I'm going off. I'm causing a scene. And he's trying to like diffuse the scene, trying to walk away. I'm following the nigga. I'm following him. He going to the back. I'm following him to the back. I'm like, what the fuck? The girl come. And I can't remember what happened. Like, because at a certain point, I sit next to her and I'm like, I start pressing the girl. I'm like, so what's up with you and do you know this and this and this and that? Like, I'm really, because what really made me mad, I'm like, nigga, you ain't even all that to have all these bitches. Like, okay. I was not in a good place, so I settled for less.
She told that man, yeah, you ain't even this good looking to be having all these women. What? He obviously good looking enough to have you.
Lot less. At this point, he's almost 40. He did not have a home of his own. He had his own car, but he did not have a home of his own. And he's working somewhere where we're essentially damn near making the same amount of money. So it's like, for you to be 40, I would expect you to have a lot more going on. For you to want to entertain different bitches, I would expect for you to be that nigga. Like, any man who wants to actively see multiple women and like think they just so player and they just so that guy, I would expect for you to have all the money and resources to back all that up. But he didn't have that. So I'm like, and I'm trying to tell her, like, do you know that? Because at this point, I'm financially helping him. Me being 21 years old is financially helping a 40-year-old, 36-year-old man. So I'm like, is that what you really want? Because at this point, I'm feeling like I'm tired and I'm locked in. I've been holding him down. Like, that's what you really want? Like, you think you can do that? This girl don't even know what's going on. She's just like, I just got here. We just started texting. I don't know. And I'm breaking it down to her. Like, me and this man been together for years, and I'm his.
Sorry to pause it again, but isn't Mia, when she smiles, does she look like Jada Waiter in the face? Or is that just me? Just notice when she smiles. Just let me know if you think that.
Struggle wife, his long-term girlfriend who been holding him down. It's been like, at this point, probably like maybe a year of us talking. So, okay, so keep K in mind. So K, I thought K was just like, another one he's texting. But no, it gets serious with K. It gets serious. So we land, y'all, tidbit. Back to when I was settling, why was there a point in time when I was sleeping on the floor? Sleeping on the floor with this man. On a pallet. On a pallet of blankets. Because he didn't have a bed. And then he never got a bed until he moved into another place. So it went from the floor to a couch. Then it was eventually a bed at another place. But we're on the couch. Like, when I sit back and think of it, why the fuck I have a bed?
Brother must have been laying down something serious. To have you sleeping on the floor for that man? Please.
Why was I willing to go sleep on the floor with a man? I'm thinking like, I don't know. I guess at this point, I wasn't against struggle love. I don't know. I thought it was okay to hold a man down. I can't even get them words out, but whatever. So one night we on the couch, and I don't know what made me do this, but I started going through that phone. Me and that phone went together bad, because started going through that phone. I'm reading the messages. So I found out it's K. It's another girl. And like, I can tell from the text how much he really likes them. Because like, it was so bad. Because how he was texting me, he'll be dry. It wouldn't be like all... Because he'll be like really like romantic in the text. With me, it was like straightforward. But he used to be romantic in the text. But with them, it was romantic still. So I'm like, oh my God, he likes these girls. So I stay up all night. Like, I rolled off the couch like a spy. I rolled off of it. And I grabbed that phone. I went off to the side and I was reading all the messages. Then I stayed on the floor. Because I just went from the couch to the floor. I stayed on the floor damn until he woke up. And I started pressing him as soon as he got up. And I'm trying to understand this. I, for some reason, wanted to understand him so bad. And mind y'all, this is the type of nigga you will never understand. But I wanted to understand him so bad. So he tells me that his mind, let me see what the other girl gonna be. Because there's K and it's gonna be A. His mind tells him to be with A. No. I got that backwards. His heart wants to be with A. His dick wants to be with K. And his mind says be with me. Because
That nigga just came up with some niggonometry. What? That man broke down some shit, boy. What? Ain't never heard no shit like this.
I, at that point, was the most logically sound person to be with. But he wasn't, like, the physical attraction wasn't there. His heart wasn't there. He said, like, him and A had different connections, or, like, they connected on different levels. And he was so physically attracted to K. But I was just, like, the one who was holding it down. So his mind was like, it makes the most sense to be with Jamisha. And I let that make sense in my brain. While I have a little bit of free time, I'm going to continue explaining my lore and how I almost lost my mind. I actually did lose my mind. How I almost let a 40-year-old man rule my life. I left off on the fact that he told me that his heart said to be with one girl, his said to be with another girl, and his mind said to be with me. And I somehow convinced myself that made sense. And I was like, I justified it because I was like, well, clearly he wants to be with me, because I'm like logical. Like, it makes sense to be with me, so clearly he's going to be with me, even though he's dealing with all these girls. Didn't happen. So the one he wanted, I called her A in the last story, the one his heart wanted to be with. She actually worked with him, so that means she worked with me too. So I used to see her. It was a lot going on. Then K, fast forward y'all a little bit. Valentine's Day rolls around. Me and the 40-year-old man, we kind of fall out. We distance ourselves. I'm like in my feelings, not talking to him. Why Valentine's Day come around? I'm hoping actually that he's not fucking with K for real. Why on Valentine's Day? He brings K up to work. They come to work together. And I used to go out. Like, I know how I go. So I know they went on a date. I know they did whatever. And now they just enjoying their day together. So she comes up there with him, and I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm like, you gonna really bring her back up to the job on Valentine's Day? Like, what? Oh my God. So he brings her on Valentine's Day. That really solidified in my head. I'm like, okay, so clearly she didn't care what I had to warn her about. She didn't care about nothing I was saying to her. That probably even excited her more to be with him. I don't know.
I know that was killing her. He brought up another girl to y'all job, and you had to witness that with your own
But they was clearly like messing with each other. And I don't know how I started back talking to him, but I did. And I was being nosy, and I was reading all their messages. And I was reading, like, she was going through, like, tough financial situations. And I used to be really ugly and mean. So I was like, you know, like, you mess with all these women who ain't got their stuff together. And I'm over here like thinking I'm just a boss. And I'm like, I got this and I got that and I got this and I got that. And you want to mess with them over me? None of that made sense. Like, Jamisha, if he want to do that, then let him. If it's cheaper to keep her, let him keep her. Like, what? Go on about your business. But that didn't register to me. So eventually, I started talking to him again. And I don't know. It was talking to each other, not talking to each other. Talking, not talking. Then eventually, he moves out of the place, the pallet on the floor. Then he moves into a new apartment. And in that apartment, he has a bed. So I ended up going to that apartment when he first moved in. It's like I saw it. But then, I don't know how I found out. But eventually, he moved Kay in. No, Kay had moved back to where she was from because she was having financial difficulties. He ended up, I don't know how she got back to Georgia, but she got back here. He moved her in with him. They were living together. He moved her in to live with him. And why one night I called myself, okay, so me and one of my old friends, we end up getting drunk and we just like crazy. So we ended up going by the apartment because we was friends with his roommate. So we go by the apartment, we're drunk, acting a fool. And I'm still pressing the girl, like, Jamisha, get over it. She's in the bedroom. I'm in the living room acting an ass, and she's in the bedroom. Somehow I get into the bedroom, I lock the door. Me and my friend, we in the bedroom talking to her. And I don't think it wasn't no like pressure type stuff, but it was just like, it was just stupid. Like, why are you in there talking to her? She was kind of like venting to me about little stuff. I can't remember exactly what she was talking about. But ultimately, she was moved in with the nigga. Whatever. So then, time goes on. She ends up leaving. I don't know, like, she moves away. I don't know how I got back. Always back in the picture. I got back in the picture. And I'm over there one day. And I'm like laying on the floor. He has a bed this time. But I'm on the floor. And I look under his bed. And I see a paper. And so I opened the paper up because I'm nosy as hell. It was a receipt. It was an abortion receipt. Abortion receipt. I'm like, who? I wait till you get home. I'm like, whose abortion did you pay for? Whose abortion did you pay for? He paid for Kay's abortion. And I'm like, you got her pregnant? You got her pregnant? But no, he's like, somebody else got her pregnant. I don't know how, because I don't know if he was pimping her out, if she was stripping and fucking around. I don't know what she was doing. If she was fucking off, I don't know. But she claimed that she got pregnant. He found out, and she didn't want to keep the baby. He's mad at her, but he was that person, like, he was like, I feel like his heart was always in the right place for the most part. But I don't know, because he ended up paying for the abortion, but then he kicked her out. So he was like, you have to go, because she got pregnant on him. So he tells me this story. I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't know if it's the truth, but I believed it at the time. And then slowly but surely, I moved myself in to the apartment. He never moved me in. He was never like, Jamisha, come bring all your stuff in here, move in with me. I was just like, it turned into a spin a night bag, turned into me bringing bags of my stuff into the apartment. And he would be like, he was so vocal, but like, I don't know if I was just dumb or I didn't listen, but he was like vocal about the fact that he didn't want me to live there. He'd be like, why are you bringing all this stuff?
You're Delulu. Sister, you're delusional. You're going to, you just slowly happen to move in, huh? You just gradually moved in to a place that he told you not to move into. Boy, this some shit.
Like, it was so bad one time, because I was really like cock blocking, because I would leave work and I would go to his house every night. Every day. Like, he had no personal space. And we weren't in a relationship. He didn't want to be with me. So one day I come, I don't know, I think I leave and I don't spend the night there. And I come back the next day and I'm like, my stuff has been moved around. Like, what the fuck? Why did he move all my stuff in the closet? Because he had invited somebody else over there. And he claimed they didn't do nothing. He claimed they just slept in the bed together or some shit. But he like moved all my stuff out the way to like hide the fact that I was living there. And I was so offended by that. I'm like, we doing this and you gonna hide my stuff? The whole time he didn't want to be with me. Why is your stuff even in there? I don't know. But Go ahead and wrap up telling y'all my lore. So we on and off all this time, and my whole mindset had completely changed at this point, because with him, like, treating relationships like they really didn't have any significance, or like treating sex too like it didn't have any significance, I had programmed my mind to think that sex was insignificant, like it wasn't a big deal to have sex with somebody. So I started being very promiscuous and not being very mindful or selective, like as selective as I would have been before him. It was just like, if I like you and I'm feeling like that, then. So that was its own world of losing myself. But eventually it got to a point where I wanted to settle and be with him so badly that I was like, I'm going to just let you do your thing, and I'm going to mind my business and do my thing, and we're going to coexist like that. So I stopped going through the phones. I stopped really asking questions. But one night we at the studio, and this is why I was living with him. I'm like doing my best not to, because I know I'm going to upset myself if I go through the phone. So I'm like, Tamisha, save yourself the trouble. Don't go through the phone. We at the studio one night. He gives me his phone, and he pulls it open to the photo app. He's trying to get a video, trying to get the audio extracted off of a video. So he's like, Tamisha, can you help me? So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can get the audio. I can like send it to him or whatever, the producer, whatever we're doing. Why? He give me the phone in his photo apps. The carousel of photos and videos at the bottom when you go to your photo app, those tiny little thumbnails. Why do I see the most recent video beyond the one I'm looking at? The thumbnail looked real suspicious. I can't remember exactly what was showing, but it was showing something enough that I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. So my heart, like, I know this ain't what I'm seeing. I'm getting hot just thinking about the story. I know this ain't what I'm seeing. And it was. And at that point, it's already in my face. So I click on the video. I open the video. I watch the video. I'm in the studio, y'all. Me, him, and probably like 4 other people. We're all in the studio together. Maybe no 5 because the producer too. I open it. It's him fucking another woman from the night before. I don't know where I was at. I don't know. I wasn't with him that night, clearly. I think it was during the holidays. I don't know. I wasn't there. He was fucking another woman on camera, and I saw it. So like, I just innately start swinging on him, to the point where, like, it's a bunch of guys. They're all trying to hold me back from him. I'm like, I'm trying my best not to knock the shit over in the studio, because I'm like, I don't want to, cause that much of a problem. But I'm so hot. I'm like just swinging on them. They pulling me out the studio. They locking me out the studio. I'm like trying to fight to get back into the studio. So, mind you, I'm living with him at this time. I think my car was over by him because I had rode with somebody else, or like rode with him or somebody else to go to the studio.
I can only imagine, bruh. She opened her man phone, and that man blowing another woman back out on the bed you sleep on. Oh, tough.
So we get out of the studio. They trying to calm me down. They're like, Jamisha, this not it. Don't do this, Jamisha. Jamisha, calm down. Jamisha, calm down. This ain't even like you. Calm down. And I'm like, just going off. So then eventually, I guess they end the studio session, and he has to come out the room. So he comes out, and I'm trying to swing on him again. Then we get outside. I'm swinging on him again. I'm like literally kick my shoes off, running, swinging at this man. Oh my God. So then I'm like, we probably like 5 minutes, like five minutes away from the house. So I'm like, y'all, let me get in the car with him. I'm not gonna hit him. Let me get in the car with him. They're like, no, don't let her get in the car. She gonna swerve the wheel. Don't let her do that. I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, y'all. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all, I can't even imagine what I would have done if I got in the car with him. So I end up getting in the car with somebody else. I can get him in the car with somebody else. We drive to the, oh my God, we drive to the apartment. And they driving so slow. Because I'm like, what I don't want them to do is him get into that apartment and I can't get in. Or like, I'm like, I need to catch him. Because I felt like I wanted like to ask questions to get answers. But you wasn't getting no answers. But I'm like, I'm so mad. I'm like, I just want to talk to him. No, I don't know. I'm feeling every emotion. So they driving real slow in the parking garage, so like I wouldn't meet up with him. Y'all, I end up getting out the car, running up the staircase of the parking garage so I can meet them at the top floor where they parked at. So I ended up getting up there. Y'all, I don't know, I got super speed, super strength. I became superhuman in this moment. So I get up there and I catch up to him. He's still in the car. His friend's in the car with him. And I'm like pulling on his door. Like, I hear exactly how it was, but I'm like fighting him, the door, everything. So I end up, okay, I'm trying to open the door. He's trying to close it. So I'm trying to get in there and like hold on to him, grab onto him, punch him, choke him, everything, scratch him. Like, I'm trying to get my hands on him so bad. And mind you, I'm yelling, I'm cussing. I'm in an apartment complex. Like, anybody could have came out and heard it. So I don't know. I ended up like, I don't think I damaged his car. Maybe I did, maybe he did. I don't know. But like his car ended up getting damaged because he was like pulling on it so much. But I was like trying to open it. He was pulling on the door. So that part came out the frame. And I'm still yelling, still swinging, still trying to like beat his fucking ass. So that's like the part that I was like, I could have went to jail for this. Because mind y'all, the whole time there's a girl out there with us who had a domestic violence charge against her. And she went to jail. And like she's there telling me like, Jamisha, don't do this shit. Like, I'm already got a case on this shit. Don't do this. Don't do this. And all my friends, well, not, they weren't really my friends. They were his friends. But like everybody that was out there was like, don't do this. Jamisha, don't do this. And I'm not being logical or rational at all. I'm just feeling my emotions, not even thinking. So then eventually, his roommate, my friend, he ended up bringing me into the apartment, and I was like, okay, so the 40-year-old was going to leave the apartment. He was going to go spend the night at the hotel. Mind y'all, he fucked the woman in the hotel. He was about to go spend the night back in that hotel room. He fucked her in. So I was going to stay in the apartment. But I'm so hot and full of emotions. It's just so sad. I'm like, I get into the apartment and my feelings come down and settle. And I'm like, oh my God, like what? He's never going to talk to me again. And,
Okay, so I correct myself. He didn't do it in their bed. He did it at a hotel. Damn.
I don't know. But somehow I end up, I think I called him or something. I kept calling him, or somehow I found out where he was at. And mind you, I'm with this girl who I became friends with from them. So I don't even have a name for her. She's going to have her own stories. But me and her together, we was Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Me and Tweedledum, Tweedledee, whoever she was. She was like, if you go get me McDonald's, you can come over here. Why did my dumb ass go over there and go get fucking McDonald's for him and his friends after I just saw a video of him fucking another woman in his phone? I went and got the McDonald's and I brought it over there. And he just has no care in the world. So it's like him and two other people in the hotel room. He's on the bed knocked out. Like, don't even care. Like, this was nothing for him. And I'm in the hotel room. This might have been the same hotel room that he fucked this woman in, mind y'all. And I'm in there like, what? So I'm like, I'm sitting on the bed. I'm trying to wake him up so he could talk. And he's like irritated. He's not answering. I don't know. But I stayed there for hours. Probably like 2, 3. I don't know how many hours. I just stayed there. Like a dummy. Like I had no life. Just stayed in the hotel room with him. And then, mind you, we in Atlanta. And I had to park my car somewhere far away. So he's like, I think the friend, because Tweedledum, she came with me. And I think she ended up leaving without me. And I was like, I'm just going to stay here. But then he wasn't like engaging her. He was like ignoring me, brushing me off or something. So then I'm like, oh my God, you're not going to like walk me down there? You're not going to walk me to my car? He's like, no. He has no care in the world. None whatsoever. So I think one of the friends that was in the hotel room, he ends
Shit, I wouldn't want to walk you down to your car if you just got through hitting my ass either. Shit.
walking me down to the hotel, like to the bottom level. And I ended up walking myself at night. It was probably like early morning, like probably 2, 3 in the morning now at this point, to the car, downtown Atlanta, by myself as a woman, while the nigga is in the bed in the hotel, knocked out. Mind you, I still fucked with him after this. That tells you a lot about my self-worth. I had none. I had no self-worth. But I don't know. I might have another part this might be the end of it. I want to see. We're going to see how we feel.
Bruh, this is insanity. No discernment, no critical thinking skills, lack of accountability. The list just goes on and on and on and on. But thankfully, I've gone through her TikToks a little bit. She's kind of reinvented herself. So blessings up to this sister. And hopefully the brother figured his life out as well. But thank you for sitting here and having another clocked out conversation. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will see you in the next one. Peace.